Hello and welcome along to our next CrowdProperty.com funding opportunity. Today we're going to be returning for the Phase 3 launch at South Littleton, Evesham in Worcestershire, WR11 8YD. Now, CrowdProperty is a peer-to-peer lending platform designed to facilitate loans between private individuals and professional property businesses. CrowdProperty is authorised and regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority under permission number 723959. CrowdProperty is not covered by the Financial Services Compensation Scheme. There are risks with any loans you make, and just like all peer-to-peer lending, your capital is at risk. CrowdProperty endeavours to protect all lenders. This is done by registering the legal first charge against the property project. This means that in the very unlikely event a borrower defaults on the loan, CrowdProperty will be able to take ownership of the project and manage it for the lenders. So the borrowers on this project are Dr. Sudinda Kelly and Dr. Joanna Keterut, and this project is being managed by Charles Grant Parks. I'm delighted to say he's the person joining us on this webinar to tell us how things are going. Welcome along, Charles. Tell us a little bit more about you and your background.
So my background, I studied HNC back in the early 90s. Since then, I've built out quite a few schemes and project managed even much bigger schemes in care home sector to the tune of 1.7 million, and work with one or two individuals like this scheme, Dr. Kelly and his wife, to project manage the build out of these 4 houses for them.
So let's then look at this project, and this is the third raise of 3. CrowdProperty has agreed a development loan facility totaling £510,000. That's to build those 4 dwellings. This Phase 3 amount is for £194,000. Let's start off then, please, Charles. Tell us about the local village of South Littleton.
Yes, so South Littleton itself sits just to one side of Evesham. It's got quite a close rail connection from Honeybourne direct into London. You've got obviously the village of Evesham, or town of Evesham itself, for all the big supermarket shops and that sort of thing. But what it does enjoy is it's got the country feel of smaller parish villages, of which South Littleton is one of 3 parishes. There's North Littleton, South Littleton, Middle Littleton, and Littleton itself. So yeah, you've got your village feel there. We've got the thatched village pub not far away and that sort of thing. It's a really nice location for predominantly families to bring up their children, of which the South Littleton estate itself that this site sits on is predominantly well established, family orientated houses and people that don't move that often. There's very few for sale boards that come up. So this has been a good opportunity to build some fresh houses in amongst an existing well-established, mature estate.
Now, planning permission was initially granted by Wychavon District Council under the planning reference number 18/01999/FUL. Upon the loan's commencement, the borrower sought to amend the planning, that's to alter the house type to ensure all 4 units were 3 beds, in addition to a minor amendment to the site layout. This amendment was granted by Wychavon District Council, and the planning reference number here is 19/01902/FUL. The borrower ensured all pre-commencements were discharged prior to commencing on site. The maximum loan term is for 18 months from the loan commencement date, which was the 6th of September 2019. The project is already first charge secured on behalf of lenders, and the exit strategy is to sell the development upon its completion. Here's the location plan then for you, showing where South Littleton is. As Charles said earlier, it's just outside of Evesham, and you can see where Evesham is on the map on the right-hand side, and its connection to Birmingham, Worcester and Banbury on the edge of the Cotswolds. Here's the existing site plan, so edged in red there, you can see access of the plot of land that we're talking about. Let's start off though, please, Charles. Tell us a little bit more about this location, and how did the 2 doctors come across this project?
Yeah, so I actually went with Mr. Kelly himself, who I've known for some 25 years, and we went to an auction to be looking at doing some renovation of properties at that auction, and this actually came up as one of the lots with a planning consented ticket for this scheme at South Littleton for these 4 houses. The original ticket, as you've alluded to, one was out of the 4 houses, 1 pair was for 2 beds and the other pair was for 3 beds, and there was car parking in between each house. So we've went back to the planners, rejigged it for the layout you see there. We actually have a 5th unit that's not shown on there that we're just waiting for a planning ticket for. So we've, in view of what we saw, the site, the existing housing estate, predominantly 3-bed semis, we thought having taken advice from local agents, we thought it was more appropriate to put these as 3 beds. So that's the history and background to how we found it, and then improve the planning ticket for better marketed end value, end use really.
So this development then comprises 4 semi-detached properties. That's 2 pairs of semis, units 1 to 4, and they've got lounge, kitchen, diners and toilets, as you would imagine. And the total gross internal area of all units is 3,800 square feet. Let's have a look then at these elevations. And what are you building it with, Charles?
Yes, so predominantly it's traditional build. So the lined areas at the bottom around the window and front door, that's quite a pale brick. And then we've got a rendered front timber canopy entrance porch with lights, up and down lighters either side, and a large tile roof on a truss.
That's the front of it. There's the side, which we can see, which is an ordinary end side elevation. Then when we look at the rear, lots of light coming in through those patio doors.
Yes, those are actually measuring 3 meters wide, those openings. So you get lots of light into the entire ground floor of the house.
Let's look then at those floor plans and talk us through what you're building.
Yes, so the layout's slightly changed there. The L-shaped kitchen is there as you see it. We have done away with the wall between the kitchen and the hallway, and created an open plan aspect. So when you open the front door, you actually look through the entire bottom floor of the house and out through those lovely 3 meter by 3 meter French doors at the back there. So it fills the bottom there full of light.
And then when we go upstairs, we've then got 3 bedrooms.
Yes, that's right. So you've got, again, we've maximised space there. You have the wardrobes in each of the double bedrooms. The one double bedroom has an ensuite shower room as well. And there's a bedroom 3 single room there, single bed, and that also has a wardrobe in it as well. There's a slight change on the door position there. That's how we've got the wardrobe into that space as well. And then the family bathroom and an airing cupboard storeroom. That's where the boiler will sit, and that's for storage of towels and that sort of thing as well.
Who do you see as being the buyer of these properties?
I can use this as an example from what I've seen. Some houses at the back sold that were developed by another developer, typically couples in their early to mid 30s upward, either started families or thinking of starting a family. That's who seem to be looking at the moment. We do have a number of interested parties logged with a local estate agent we've already put on for selling the properties.
Now, this is the phase 3 raise, so obviously work has already started on site. Tell us about the work that you've done so far.
Yes, so as you can see there, we've each of the pair of semis has been built. The shells are built, as we call it, weatherproofed. So we've got doors, windows in, roofs are on. Since that photo, some of the scaffolding has been taken down. As of today, we've had first fix electrics, first fix plumbing, plaster boards have been applied over those on 3 of the 4 units, and we are now just looking to start plastering out and doing second fix of installing kitchens, bathrooms, the en-suites, painting, finishing the staircases and putting doors and skirting on. So hence what this next raise is for the finishing off of the internals.
Now, you've compared these properties with some adjacent properties built by somebody else. Here are those properties. Talk us through then the comparable between these and the ones you're building.
Yes, that's right. So this scheme sits right at the back of our 4 houses, literally our gardens sit against their gardens. So they've built 10 properties there. I believe they're all now sold. There was, out of the 10 properties, there was a selection of, I think, 3 detached, 3 beds, some 3-bed semis and some 2-bed semis. So that's where we've picked initially our price range from for the sales that we anticipate selling the units for. And this scheme here that Eden did has started about 2 years ago, has now finished. So, and they're all sold.
Now, as a project manager, you've worked on other projects of your own as well. I've got a case study to share here. Talk us through what you did here in Stourbridge.
Yes, so this was originally a derelict piece of ground with some old 100-year-old buildings on it that we used as a commercial use. And this had a planning ticket for 3 1-bed apartments. Again, looked at the market, looked at the size of the site, went back to planning and changed that for 2-bed apartments, and set about demolishing the old buildings and built this as a new property. So you've got the oak canopy front porch there, which is the main entrance hall, and then you've got an apartment on each floor, so over 3 floors, ground, first and second. The top apartment is something special. It doesn't have the staircase in it, so part of that has been used for the room itself, the lounge dining area. You can see the kitchen there that was put in and the sort of colours that have been used, and a back communal yard. That back wall was the back of the existing commercial building, so we dropped the height of the building and left that wall there, and did a nice blue capped brick edging. And then you see the values there. The site was bought for 90,000. The build cost was 240, various fees and what have you. The price sale achieved was 525, and this was actually one purchaser that bought the entire building to add to his rental portfolio of some 30 odd properties.
Let's then return back to this project at South Littleton near Evesham. This is phase 3 of a 3-phase raise. That total loan facility is £510,000. Rick's verified the current market value at the start to be £245,000. They also verified the GDV of the completed development to be £960,000. The estimated development cost is £480,000. The third phase monies will be drawn in stages upon the completion of the IMS reports. The loan to GDV excluding the rolled up interest is 53.13%, and the amount including the rolled up interest 57.35%. The maximum loan period is 18 months from the project start time, which was the 6th of September 2019. The contracted loan end date is the 5th of March 2021. And this phase of the loan is targeted to start on or around the 3rd of December 2020. Remember, the exit strategy is to sell the units on completion, and sales will come through at different times, so the loan is expected to be paid back in stages. It's already first charge secured against the land as registered with Land Registry. So thanks for explaining everything to us then, Charles. The next steps are to make sure that you understand the loan, carry out your own due diligence on the project, and then decide how much you would like to lend. CrowdProperty.com is the place to be to pledge on launch. The necessary anti-money laundering checks will be carried out, and then you'll be invited to send your funds to your own online e-wallet, and you'll start earning interest on completion of the loan agreement. So this is phase 3, which is for £194,000. It's paying 8% per annum, and that is rolled up and paid at exit on the project, which is 4 properties at South Littleton in Evesham, WR11 8YD. Thank you for watching this CrowdProperty.com funding opportunity. We look forward to you joining us again soon back here at CrowdProperty.com for more funding opportunities.